Hey guys, welcome to Dan Man Reviews, aka Danielson. Just got done with an anime series on Netflix, and I'm just going to talk about the overall series because there's 2 seasons. I'm going to talk about season 1, talking about season 2, because, I went back to back, and there's only 2 seasons. I'm talking about Freezing. Now, Freezing's, I think, is somewhat of a popular manga online. I did have a couple chapters earlier on my channel, but I couldn't do it anymore, of course. Now, Freezing, you could check out on Netflix. Freezing, there's Freezing, and then the second season's Freezing Vibrations. It's basically about these extraterrestrials, beings, destroying humanity, and the only people who could stop them, stop these extraterrestrial kind of beings, angel-like things, are Pandoras. Pandoras are pretty much women who have the ability to generate weapons, who have these powers, who have stigmatas, who some of them have stigmatas. Stigmatas are pretty much generate like more like these wings like things that can upgrade their power, can make them faster, this and that, and they get backup from limiters, and limiters pretty much have this ability to freeze their enemy. And the stronger the limiter, the more the more time they could freeze them in, more powerful the bonds are, where basically Pandoras can go in there and just stab them. So you got Pandoras, you got limiters, but we follow the story of Kazuha, and Kazuha is basically this limiter who just gets into the academy, whose sisters actually died for the sake of her whole group and basically sacrificed herself. So she's a hero. Her stigmata, the back things, the power things, gets transferred over to a woman that is our lead, Stalia El-Bridget. And El-Bridget is known as the Untouchable Queen because she doesn't like to be touched. She doesn't like to be touched. She has a phobia. There's a troubled past story that you get into, mostly in the second season, that really showcases why she doesn't like to be touched. And it's such a tragic... Okay, enough of that. Basically, Kazuha gets in when he meets Stalia because he misthinks that it's his sister because she has the stigmata or whatever you want to call it, and he hugs her, and a lot of things happen here and there, but he wants to basically be her limiter, and they form a team even though Stalia is very reluctant, and then we go from there. Now this series, warning you, one of the most perverted series I have ever seen. One of the most fan service series I have ever seen. There's a lot out there. I mean, there's freaking High School of the Dead and all this and that, but this is so perverted. It's hilarious. Listen, the limiters, when they're fighting Pandora, they have the vest, they have the gloves, they look like a SWAT team. When Pandora girls fight, I'm thinking they're having like some Amazon kind of shields or whatever, armor or whatever. No. When these Pandora girls fight, they wear their academy clothes. Which apparently, when they fight their enemies, they go right for the titties. So those titties are flopping out, you know what I mean? And all Pandora people are pretty much women, and all limiters are pretty much men. So yeah, a lot of titties flopping out. A lot of enemies going for that area in general. Oh, and then also, not even relevant to the storyline. They, the breaks that they have, the intermissions, and they cut and they, show you a picture of the series or whatever, and it says Freezing. Girl on girl action, like every single one of them. Very, very just fan service, which is not too much of a problem. But if you have a problem with it, this is not the show for you. But as much as I do like fan service, well, I don't really like it all. I don't like a lot of it. I like, just moving the story along. There is a story in here which sometimes could be confusing, but you get it. You really do get it. What really matters though is the action, the tone, the pace, the music, everything that makes a series a great series. Honestly, the first season wasn't that great. It was okay. It was good enough. The second season really just like stepped it up, where it actually turned out to be a really good second season. Really good, made the series even better than it should be. The first season, it was mostly just dealing with these novas and dealing with basically Kazuha and Stalia's relationship, which Kazuha I'm neutral about, but Stalia, I really like her character. She has definitely that tragic background. She's very lonely. She doesn't like to talk to people, and when Kazuha comes around, basically she opens up a little bit. And I do love the supporting cast as well. You have Mabley, yeah, Shizun, yeah, Taisi. Yeah, all these other characters around these two main characters, which I thought the supporting cast was really good. I really love the the baptism. The baptism is basically when a Limiter and a Pandora find each other and basically agree to partner up. They do a baptism, and the baptism has to deal with, and of course, Stalia does not like to be touched, and she's very shy, and she does like Kazuha, but she's very shy. She's trying to do the baptism, but things just never happen. It doesn't happen. It either happens where Styles can't do it, or classmates just interrupt. Now, I like that. I do like that idea. I like that idea. It does bring those two. It's like marriage, right? They're saving it for marriage, but things go awry, and it is kind of cool. I do like these two characters. The relationship that they have, the interactions they have, them making each other better, and Kazuha really plays a pivotal role in making Stalia better, and Stalia making Kazuha better. So that relationship does work in season 1. It's just the overall action wasn't all too great. The action, but going into season 2, them going to Alaska, the inner conflict and stuff. Season 2 by far is way better than season 1. But man, the action really picks up in season 2. I mean, they can accelerate. Acceleration is basically, acceleration, being able to be super fast and stuff. You got acceleration 1, you got acceleration 2, you got quadruple acceleration. They could duplicate themselves. And of course, they use Volt. And Volt is basically they could make themselves weapons. And it could range from gloves, like metal gloves. It can range from staffs. It can range from Stalias. Big ass blade. So Volt, acceleration, those are basically the two main factors that Pandora's use in going into combat. I thought it was really well done in the second season. The first season was cool. It was cool to see, but the second season they really fucking just brought it up. Really cool to see the inner conflict also in the group, and basically getting introduced by these Pandoras, who are Pandora, but they're not genetically made. They're self-made. Basically, they're experimented, and they're trying to get to the level of regular Pandoras. So the inner conflict in season 2, and basically the action in season 2 was great. The music, hardly there. I couldn't remember, honestly, what kind of music there was. Season 2, a little bit towards the end, it was very sentimental. Not too bad. But the OST is not that great, honestly, on this show. Or maybe it was great, and I just really, it was so great I didn't remember it. Honestly, but OST, I want to go looking for it on if that's what you want. The animation is actually really good. I actually really like the animation. It was very smooth. Like there wasn't any jittery parts. The color palette was nice. It was bright. The action sequence that they used for the animation was great. When they go in acceleration mode was great. When the hand-to-hand combats were great. I mean, it wasn't overall above and beyond, but it was very good, good quality. And I think bravo to the team who did the animation. Design-wise, I do like all the girls' designs. The men's designs are very lacking. I think the men's designs would have been cooler if, they really took risks on them, especially Kazuha and all the other Mabley's limiter, all the limiters that you see. I thought the guys needed a better design to keep up with the women's design, because the women's design are really nice. Stalia looks really good. She's just blonde, blue hair, she has big old tits. What can you say? I mean, it's very generic, but I think really when you get to know her story and stuff, she kind of shines. She shines as a character more than a design. I do like Rana's design. We get introduced to Rana, and they have this whole love triangle with Rana, Kazuha, and Stalia. Which, I hate the love triangle thing. I think Kazuha and Stalia, basically, they should have just kept those two, build on their relationship, and they didn't have to really introduce that love triangle. But Rana comes in. I really like her character as well. She's from the country. She has blue hair. She has like this religious kind of tattoo going on her face, like a Mike Tyson. She's kind of like a Mike Tyson because she has her Volt's pretty much Iron Fist. Mike Tyson? Well, anyway, her design really looks cool. I love Shifun design as well. Of course, she has that what's his name from Bleach, where his eyes are always closed. Design animation, good. Second season far superior than the first season. Shifun, one of my favorite characters. She really shines in the second season, and so does Mabley. Mabley is like this kind of long, wavy, kind of dirty blonde hair. Want to talk about perverted? She's a nudist. She's a fucking nudist. She's always nude. She's always jumping in the pool naked. She's always walking around naked. She's a goddamn nudist. But I really liked her character. She really was sophisticated, really, stern, knew what she was doing, always knew what she was doing, always calm. So I really liked her character as well. So there's a lot of characters to really like on the show, especially Shifun. Shifun was badass. Shifun was a badass, especially second season. And then Stalia, Stalia, I really loved the second season because it really did jump forward. Stalia's pretty much progression and her pretty much basically getting over her troubled past. There's a guy in here. There's a villain in here who's such an asshole. Whatever the show did, it wouldn't matter. I hated this guy. He's the worst of the worst. The really funny thing, though, is the first season really focused on Stalia and Kazu's relationship, but the second season, not so much. Kazu wasn't really even in it. I mean, he was there for those 2 big episodes. He was there for a little bit in the beginning, and a little bit towards the end. But overall, he wasn't in there all too much with Stalia. I would have wished he was basically more. I wish he kind of like helped Stalia out a little bit more in the second season as well. So Kazuya wasn't really too much involved in the second season as much as he was in the first season. It seemed like they switched it. It was Kazuya's story really in the first season, and then in the second season it was Stalia. But I think you need a balance really. Overall, the show I enjoyed it. I think the first season it was okay, but I really enjoyed that second season. I thought they really picked it up. I thought the action really got picked up. I thought the drama really got picked up. I thought the beautiful animation really got picked up. I thought more improvement, more accelerations, more stuff happening in the second season was far superior in the first season. So you take both seasons, you just think about the whole series. And what do I say? I recommend it. It's on Netflix. If you have Netflix, check it out. If you like fan service, that's a show for you. But not only fan service, it does have great action. It does have great characters. It has a story that you can get, on board with. It definitely reminds me of Sekirei. I think Sekirei is a far superior anime than this. But I really did enjoy this anime. There's also Amelia. I really like that character, Amelia. I really like the whole E Pandora storyline. I thought that was a great, inner conflict between the Pandora and E Pandora. And the Nova storyline was cool to think about, but I've seen it before and seen it done better. Overall, Frieren is definitely a recommendation. I think you don't have to really be in a hurry to go watch it, but if you're bored and you like anime, go check it out. It's kind of it's pretty much worth your time. There's a manga out there that's I check out once in a while, but like I said, I just finished with second season. I think the second season is far superior than the first season. So if anything, just get through that first season. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty good. Well, it's good. It's good. Get through that first season and then go on to the second season. I think the second season will very much surprise you how great it just really picked everything up. So great. It's like Batman Begins, and then The Dark Knight, even though, it's not that high quality. But thank you guys for listening. If you liked the video, please push the like button, and please subscribe for more. Check out Frieren. Let me know your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Can you not get into it? Could you not get past the third episode? And let me know. I mean, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I think it was great, and that's it. See you guys.